My name's Spades, and I'm gonna teach you guys how to make a Roblox GFX, because that's why you guys clicked on this video. Right? I hope. Anyways, this is my first video on YouTube, so hopefully you guys enjoy it, and if you do enjoy it, make sure to leave a comment, and if you found it useful, just let me know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get straight into it. Okay, now to start off, you want to open Roblox Studio, and then from here you want to press New Experience, and I'll open up a base plate. And by the way, you will need a new plugin, and I'll leave this in the comments. It will be the first link in the description. But basically, you want to download Low Character Light. This will help you get all the characters, or like any character you want to use for the GFX, and you just want to install that. You're going to go into the Plugins tab, and then you're going to click on Low Character, which is the plugin we just installed. And from here, you can insert any username you want to use for the GFX. It can be yours, it can be your friends. It doesn't matter who it is. As long as it's a valid person, then it'll work. You also want to make sure you have it on spawn at R6, because if not, you'll have some problems with the accessories and the hair, and you just don't want that. So make sure you spawn it on R6 instead of R15. Now you're going to go into view, and you're going to go make sure on the left it says properties. You're going to want to make sure that's highlighted, so then on the left side you see the properties, and you're going to go into transform, position, and you're going to do 0, 3, 0, and this will just set it to origin. And when you import it to Blender later, it's going to be a lot easier to work with. And after you've done that, you're going to go find yourself, and you're going to right click on it, and then you're going to scroll down to save and export, and then do export selection to save, and then you can save it to anywhere you want, basically, as long as it's the easiest place for you to find it. You're going to save it into there and name it whatever you'd like. Now you're going to open up the second link, which will be the Lightroom, and this will just help with the lighting and make it a lot easier. You guys can add your own lighting into Blender, but it's just really complicated, and I just prefer using Lightroom anyways. And the second thing is you're going to download this Roblox starter rigs, and this is completely free. You don't have to pay anything. It just makes the whole process a lot easier. And this is what it should look like after. As you guys can see, I paid nothing for it, and as you buy it, it will just take you to this part, and you're going to open up content, and then you're going to download everything in there. Now the HD faces are completely optional, but with that, it's really easy to use. If you have it, your faces will just be higher quality than the normal like pixely graphic looking faces, so it's really useful in my opinion, so I would personally get it. And you also do need the Roblox starter rigs. That's important, crucial for this whole thing, so make sure to download that. Now find where you download it, right click on it, and then click extract all. Also be aware that you don't have to extract the Roblox starter rigs file. You just want to keep it as a zip, so make sure you don't do that. Now you can open up the Lightroom, and this will just take you into Blender. Now from here, you guys can see you'll just be posted in this little contraption looking thing. You won't know what it is at first, but trust me, as you get used to Blender and as you get used to making GFXs, this is completely normal. And this little Lightroom is like a little starter pack to making GFXs in a sense. Anyways, let's get straight into making a GFX, and you can't do that without a person. So what you want to do is you want to go into File, then from File you want to go into Import, and then you do Wavefront OBJ, and go into the file where you saved your Roblox character, and you're going to click on the OBJ version, and you're going to make sure Split by Groups is on and selected, because that is crucial for this whole thing to happen. And after you've done that, you can click Import Wavefront OBJ, and as you can see, it will import your image straight into the middle of it. And from here, you want to look for a username or the username you used, and then delete all of this, which is basically all of the body parts. So just delete all of those, and from here, you'll just be left with the accessories. Now you're going to go into Edit, Preferences, and after you come to Preferences, you're going to go Add-ons, and you see this little down arrow, you're going to press Install from Disk. Now you're going to open up that zip from earlier that you downloaded, and you're going to hit Install, and you're going to search it up in the search bar. You're going to search Starter Rigs or Starter, and make sure it's turned on so you can be able to use it. Now you're going to press N on your keyboard, and then you're going to look for starter rigs right here, and then you're going to import any rig that you're using. For me, my character is blocky, so I'm going to use a starter blocky rig, but you guys can use woman, man, boy, superhero, whatever rig your character normally has. This lighting situation, you can just go to collection and turn that off by pressing a little I, and now you can see everything around you very clearly. And you don't have to necessarily do this. I just do this so I have more room to work with and it's not really blocking my view of anything. Now you're going to group all of the accessories together by selecting all of the accessories from your handles that you put. Now you don't have to have this in a folder, but I think it's just easier to have all of them together. But I'd say just selecting all of your handles from here instead of like ideally selecting every single handle on the body is a lot easier. So what you're going to do is you're just going to select all of the handles or all of the accessories for the head, and then you're going to also shift click on the gear icon above the head. You're going to go into object mode. You're going to switch that into pose mode. Now that you're in pose mode, you're going to go into the little circle around the neck, and you're going to press shift click on that as well, and that's also going to select it. Press Control P, and then you're going to go into bone relative. And now what all of this does is it just allows you to move everything in one clear swoop. So as you guys can see, if I go back to object mode and I stop selecting it and I go back into pose mode, if I select the head or the neck, I can move all of the accessories together in one little motion. So that's also really helpful. And I just want to repeat this for all of the accessories that you have on your body. Make sure it's coarse to the body part and you don't just attach it to the head even though it's on the arm. So just be aware of that. Now as you can see, if I move it, it all moves together, no accessories are left behind or stayed still. You're going to click on the torso or any body part, and then you're going to go into shading, and then you should see this like little graph on the bottom, and you want to scroll up until you find main texture. You're going to first click the X, and then after you've clicked the X, you're going to go into files, and you're going to click any of these handles. That's basically like the texture of it, and it'll give you back your clothes, and you can see everything on your body. And now moving back to faces, which I said was completely optional earlier. If you don't have a face, that's great, but if you do want a face, then you guys can scroll down, and then you can see this same section. Just click the X again, go into open. Then you're going to search up the Roblox HD files, and you're going to open up the folder. And after you do that, you're just going to select a face or search up a face, any face that you want. For me, I'm going to search up the Furious George face. And then you're just going to click on it and use it, and this just provides more of a high quality resolution. But obviously if you don't want the face, you guys can just delete it, and after you delete it, you're going to go back up, because as you can see, it's not really selected anymore. You're going to go back up, and then you're going to go into color, and you're going to select that into base color, and then all the textures will be stored and it'll go back to normal. And now we're going to go into posing for the picture. Now this process is completely easy with the starter rigs. That's why I prefer to use it, because everything just moves so smoothly and nothing looks really like chunky or anything. It just all runs smoothly with the starter rigs pack. So if you guys do want a posing video, I'll have a little card in the corner right here for the poses or how to pose Roblox character. But I'm going to pose my character, and then I'll be back with you guys soon. Okay, so I finished posing my character, and from here you guys can go back to collection and turn it on so you guys can see the lights. And you guys can also see it with color if you go into this top corner over here and you press the second to last button, and that'll basically make it with color, and you guys can see the full picture with color as well. In addition, if you press that little camera button, you guys can see the view of the camera, and in order to move it around, you're going to press shift and the squiggly button, and that allows you to use WASD and the mouse in order to move or position the camera. And as you can see, it works pretty nicely. So you guys can position the camera to wherever you want, and when you're done, just click on it and then click off of it, and then it'll just stay like that. Now to get a little bit of a peek of what your image looks like, go to render and then render image. And now it will render the image for you. It will show you all the colors, what it looks like as you were to save it. So as you can see, there's a little bit of color variation here. There's a little bit of weirdness, and a really orange on one side and really blue on one side. And that's basically just the warm and cool colors, and then the very bright white colors is the background, so it's the backlight. And what you're going to do is you're going to go into circle, and then you're going to select one of these lights, and you're going to make sure on the bottom where it's circled is like, you're going to make sure that it's selected, and then you're going to just mess with all of these lights and make it to whatever preference you like. Now this is all based off preference. You don't have to make it exactly like mine. You're just going to keep messing with it and rendering the image until the way you like it. So it's all just preference in my opinion. If you guys like it that way, then you guys can keep it that way. But as I said in the previous, it's all just based off preference, how you want it to look. So you're just going to mess around with it until you like it. And yeah. This step is also optional, but it's how to make it glossy. What you want to do is you're going to select your avatar, and then you go back to the beach ball looking thing, and you're going to scroll down until you see metallic and roughness and IDR and alpha and normal, all that stuff. You're going to turn the metallic up and the roughness down. The more metallic it is than rough, it will determine how glossy it is. As I said earlier, this is all just based off preference, how you want your GFX photos to look, how you want it to look, all that type of stuff. So all of this beyond here is just personal preference. So you guys just mess around with it until you find something you like. Now you're going to do is you're going to save the image. So you're going to go into image, then you're going to click save as, and you're going to save it into anywhere you want. You can save it into your downloads folder, your desktop folder, whatever you want to put it, and you're going to name it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. And that's basically how you make a GFX. So if you guys found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments. Anyways, that's basically it for today's video. I hope you guys have a good week or day or what a time it is, and you found this really helpful. Bye.